The polls suggest Donald Trump is going to win. The battleground states, of course. Nationally, Kamala Harris has the edge, but that's within the margin of error. The betting markets suggest Donald Trump is also going to win, but we don't know what is going to happen. I wonder if one of the reasons why people are predicting a Trump victory, or at least calling for one, is that the economy is not good. And the Democrats will tell you on TV that the economy is better than ever. Shall I, ladies and gentlemen, walk you through what an economy that is good, according to Democrats, looks like? Now, I'd like to preface this with a video that Don Lemon shot where he went to Atlantic City and he told everybody, the economy's good. Trust me. He asked one man, who you voting for? The guy says Trump. His why? And the guy says the economy. Lemon says, actually, the economy is good. The economy is good now. It's good. You're wrong. The guy laughs. I wonder, when I go to the grocery store and I want to buy some whipped cream and it costs me $6, if I'm supposed to believe that means the economy is good. $6. It used to be like $3 something. $5.99. I complain about that because I want my whipped creams and my strawberries. Okay. Anyway, that being said, let me take you down a stroll through what I refer to as recent news. Let's start with the Wall Street Journal. October 21st, empty tables and rising costs to push more restaurants into bankruptcy. Red Lobster, Roti, and other chains close locations as Chapter 11 filings grow. There's going to be pain for a while. Heavens, my friends, TGI Fridays is preparing to declare bankruptcy, reports say, as of today, this morning. Struggling restaurant chain TGI Fridays is getting ready to declare bankruptcy, according to media reports. The news comes as the company closed dozens of restaurants in the past month. The reports from Bloomberg and DebtWire, which were cited in publications such as Yahoo Finance, et cetera, say they're looking to help its restaurants continue to operate under Chapter 11 protection. From Fox Business, Bye Bye Baby, closing all stores, shifting to online-only business model as part of a strategic reset as of October 21st. We have this from October 15th, Walgreens closing 1,200 stores after $3 billion loss. I give you CVS closing hundreds of stores by the end of the year, October 19th. This from statesmansjournal.com, part of the USA Today network, October 21st. Sherry's Cafe and Pies appears to close all remaining Oregon locations. From Boston.com, 7 Stop and Shop locations in Massachusetts are closing October 31st. The closures are part of a larger effort for the company chain to position the company for growth. We have this from Penn Live. 50 business locations closing in PA. Now, these could just be routine and run-of-the-mill, but Big Lots, PNC, Yellow, Wells Fargo, and they're listing a whole bunch. LL Flooring. Why? We have this from today. Why 7-Eleven is closing nearly 450 stores in the USA and Canada. And lastly, of course, my friends, it's not always about shutting down stores. It's about other economic indicators such as, if we can get this thing out of the way, gold extends record, silver jumps to 12-year high as precious metals outperform stock market. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I saw a tweet the other day that said silver is at a near decade high and higher. It is growing. I remember where silver jumped in the 2000s to like $40. Silver has now jumped to a 12-year high, resting at around $34. I believe gold is at $2,758. And of course, Bitcoin has jumped back up, $67,433. Certainly at the highest it's been as of today. But we've seen some major fluctuations with it jumping up to $68,970, although it has been higher, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we had a period where it was 72,000. Bitcoin jumping is also indicative of people saying, hey, I think the economy is not doing too well. So I ask you this. In what reality does it make sense to say that the economy is doing well when I just showed, how many articles did I just show you? Let's play. Okay. Wall Street Journal says Red Lobster and Roti. That's 2 restaurants. TGI Fridays, Bye Bye Baby, Walgreens, CVS, Sherry's. I'm not going to count Stop and Shop because we're talking about 7 of them. But, and that's local. No, I think it's fair to say we'll count that's 8. I'm not going to count the individual locations in PA because they're individual locations. 7-Eleven, that's 9. 9 store closures, some much worse than others. Okay, let's subtract the 2 local ones, the ones in Sherry's in Oregon, and the 7 Stop and Shops, and just say 7 massive closures potentially underway, bankruptcies. In what reality are the loss of these jobs and, Stores shutting down because they can't make money. In what reality is that indicative of a good economy? Remarkable. Now, I know people will say, but Bye Bye Baby, they're saying they're going to do an online store because that's just the future. Okay, well, automation is a component of a bad economy, my friends. I like the idea that we bring in automated technology to help solve tasks, but the economy has to adapt in a reasonable amount of time. I watched iRobot last week. It's a good movie, actually. And there's that great scene where the CEO is talking to Will Smith, and Will Smith's like, I got an idea for a commercial. It's a guy who's a carpenter and he's making a table or something. And then your robot comes in and makes it better and faster. And then it says, whatever robotics, ishing on the little guy. Because in the movie, Will Smith's character has like vintage Converse shoes and he doesn't like robots. And the guy says to him, you would shut down the internet to save the libraries. Now, I thought it was a hilarious line. Like, obviously, the internet did a lot and technology advances, and that comes with economic turmoil. But it needs to be adaptable. So I like that we as a species are like, we're going to make things better. But let's talk about the reality of what happens. Luddites are a thing. Riots happen. Industrialization causes anger because jobs get lost. It is no fault of the postman that people stopped using the postal service. And so if you're a guy who works at the post office for 20 years and now the internet has taken over everything and they're like, we're not going to pay you anymore, you're fired. This guy's going to be homeless now, but he served his society and his community with honor and pride for 2 decades. And now what? Learn to code, they say. Nah, that doesn't work. I'm not saying I have any good answers, but the idea that the business model now is we have to go online, it's the only way to do it. It's true. A lot of people are buying online, but this does mean economic downturn. So you can make all the arguments in the world. The economy is great. Everyone's happy. Yeah, not the guy who worked at Bye Bye Baby as a manager and just lost his job. Now he's not going to be able to feed his family. Not the people who worked at 7-Eleven. Give a shout out to Barstool Sports. They lost it. They were like, the 7-Eleven across from Barstool Sports is closing down. What are we going to do? That's crazy, dude. It's like you work in an office and you know that across the street or a block away, you got a 7-Eleven and you can go get some taquitos and a Slurpee or whatever. I don't eat any of that garbage. But, you get a protein shake and now it's gone. What are you going to do? Where are you going to order? Where are you going to get your snacks from? You want to grab a light lunch. So like a pre-made sandwich, maybe. You could probably get better ingredients somewhere else. But what do? We are staring into the abyss, my friends. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't. This could be due to automation. It could be due to general economic downturn, confidence, and inflation. Now, when Barstool Sports posted about it, there we go, got it out. They said it's a mystery why they're closing down. Actually, 7-Eleven's been quite clear. Consumer behaviors are changing due to inflation. Now, I don't know that the Today Show actually brings this up, but here we go. They say, quote, the first half of this year has been challenging. It's been driven by macroeconomic conditions and evolving industry needs. In addition to inflation, Depindo noted that 7-Eleven was deeply impacted by a significant drop in cigarette sales. Cigarettes! You see? Changing behaviors, too. From January to June, we gradually improved sales each month, excluding cigarettes. He said, noting that cigarette sales in the U.S. have plummeted 26% since 2019 as smokers either quit or changed to other nicotine products. Now, 7-Eleven is adapting to meet new customer preferences, blah, blah, blah. In addition to inflation. So as everybody's saying, we don't know what's causing this, they outright just say it's inflation. Consumers are changing their behaviors. Yeah. I got bad news for a lot of people. Some of this is good news. I know. And how is it good news? Well, we as a nation need people to cook food at home. It's better for you. Stop eating the plastic draped garbage processed trash from a lot of these locations. Start reusing your look, man. I'm not saying this to be hippy dippy, but the importance of reusing, repairing, recycling is in having skills. It used to be that if something broke, you fixed it and you knew how to fix it. You knew how it worked. Today, components. Remember Radio Shack? When I was a kid, I could go to Radio Shack and they had all the components and you could pull it open. They had transistors and circuits and all that, who's its and whatnots. Copper wire and everything. Radio Shack's gone. I mean, maybe there's some somewhere, but I think they mostly are just gone. How do you fix things? You can't even take your battery out of your phones anymore. So if the battery goes, what do? You got to bring it into a repair shop. It used to be that something broke and people know that your car broke and the guy be like, I got to fix the car. And now nobody has any idea what to do. We are spiraling into this automated world where we will be helpless. So, I like the idea that people go to the grocery store and buy some fresh vegetables and say, I'm just going to make food at home. There's a funny meme where a guy says he was from Europe and he goes to a grocery store and he's got a bunch of fruits, veggies, and like pasta. And as he's checking out, the cashier says, oh, health food today, huh? And he went, what? She was like, eating healthy today, huh? And he was like, huh? It's wild, isn't it? His point being that Americans eat garbage. So when he gets food, which is vegetables, pasta, and he's going to make it, they're like, wow, a healthy eater. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But I can't say this. You look at the 7-Eleven picture, you get your sugary garbage drinks. Nobody wants to drink those anymore. The behaviors are changing. And I don't think that's the main reason why these things are shutting down. I mean, people don't smoke anymore. But there is some positive unfortunately. I mean, people not smoking is a good thing. A lot of people are vaping and doing Juuls and Zins, which is also nasty, but whatever. I just think that people need to learn to be a bit more self-sufficient. But self-sufficiency does mean jobs will go away. We cannot be a society of weak-minded, dependent individuals. We have to be capable of handling ourselves and getting support from our neighbors when they have skills that we require. I'm not saying that's the reason why all these stores are shutting down. I think the issue is the economy is in bad shape. I think Donald Trump would improve it. That's just me. Next segment's coming up in a couple of minutes. Stay tuned. Should be live soon. Follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast, and we will see you all then.